Do you remember what your score was?
There was no score. She just broke it down. She said like
It was so bad she didn't want to tell you the score.
she's
Like,
like
I can't break it to his
I
kid.
gave him a color. He got orange. That's below. That's right. But red is the worst.
I said, which color was this? He said 45. Welcome to the worst Asian podcast, where a couple Asian American millennials give you our shitty opinions on all things Asian. You just burp.
Yeah.
I'm here with my co-host, the guy that's very gassy apparently, Ben An.
Hello.
How are you doing today, Ben?
I'm good, man. What's up, dude?
It's cold?
It's okay.
It's cold relative to yesterday.
Yeah.
Did you leave the house yesterday? That was a Wednesday.
No, I just opened the window and put my face on it.
Well, yesterday was almost 60 degrees, 56, 57 degrees. And today, a nice
Blistering.
scorching
Yeah.
31 degrees in the morning.
Ooh, it's hot. It's hot in here.
I actually thought yesterday, because it was so warm, I was cleaning up the house a little bit. I actually thought that winter season was over. And what I really mean by that is that my gas bill, my utility bill was going to be lower from this point going forward.
Yeah.
And I woke up this morning, I was like, nope, got to turn the heat back on again.
I noticed you put away your one of the heaters away too.
I'm adjusting the front portion for my son's toy chest and his toy shelves and stuff like that. So that was previously mounted onto a shelf that's no longer there. And I actually thought I could put it away because the weather was like almost 60 degrees yesterday and I thought we were entering spring.
I'm not gonna lie. I peeped it for a quick sec. I thought it was a PlayStation 5.
What do you mean? Oh, the
heater.
Heater thing?
If you look at it from an angle, it looks like a PlayStation 5.
It does. Dude, can you push your chair back? Because I've realized you pushed your chair forward.
I didn't touch it.
Okay, just stand up briefly.
Hold on. Touch this. Hold on.
Okay, we are back. Sorry, guys. I realized Ben's chair was more forward than mine, so Ben had to actually turn his head much more. And I was looking at a weird angle of you. It was like the side / back of your head.
I was like twisting my neck completely like an hour or something.
Yeah,
shit.
okay, so we are back right now. What were we saying? Yeah, weather hot, I'm
PlayStation
cheap.
5.
PlayStation 5, I'm cheap.
Yeah. Yeah.
God damn, yeah. So I'm really hoping that this is the end of it. It's actually going to stay nice, warm weather for now, and it's just going to be that.
This weekend's supposed to be warm.
Is it?
Yeah. In the 50s, I should say.
That's
Not
warm.
hot.
That's warm. That's don't turn on the heat warm. That's how I gauge.
That's all you care about.
Dude, it's so expensive. My utility bill for December was $600 something.
Holy shit. Did you also know there's different, they charge you in different ways? Like how
Yeah.
they do electricity? I didn't know that.
So now there's peak pricing. So at certain periods of the day, it's more expensive. At certain periods, it's less expensive because they're trying to encourage you to use your gas / electricity when not that many people are using it.
So this thing is new, right?
It started late last year.
Oh my, no wonder.
Yeah.
Because one time my mom got her Con Edison bill. It was so crazy. It was like $800 something
For her salon or for the house?
for the salon.
For the salon.
And my mom is really frugal about the way she uses power.
Yeah. Woman after my own heart.
Yeah, so I'm like looking at it. I was like, Mom, let's call. It's probably a mistake.
Yeah.
I call them. They're like, no, sir. This is accurate as fuck. I'm like, no, it can't be missed.
And then they told you about the peak pricing or the variable pricing thing.
Yeah, the way they word it too, they have all these brackets and they break down everything like kilowatts per hour, kilojoules,
Different days, different times, different pricing,
calories, all this crazy stuff. And I was like, wait, I don't understand. And then I explained it to her. My mom, she's like, and the lady was nice. And she's like, look, I'll be honest with you. There are certain times where they charge you a lot. So also it depends on how much power you use within a certain amount of time.
Yeah, like if you somehow use a lot of power simultaneously, guys, sorry, we'll get back to the actual podcast episode very soon.
This is our topic. It's Asian electricity.
Asian electricity.
Yes.
I just want to complain also that there is another thing that you're talking about where if you use too much power simultaneously, they charge you more.
Yes.
So let's say you're running your dishwasher, your
Bitcoin mining machine,
your Bitcoin mining machine, your washer dryer simultaneously.
Yes,
you get charged more.
I did not know this.
As opposed to if you're running less, and this is indifferent of the times and the days. I was how are you supposed to remember to do all this shit? Because as a busy parent, sometimes I'll run a million things at the same time just to get it over with.
Yes,
and then I'll go back to my actual life. So, fuck Con Edison.
Yeah, dude. I remember. I asked the lady. I was like, Miss, can you actually Can you pinpoint the exact moment? Because there was a period where it was like $300 for this one exact moment.
Your mom had like 3 hair dryers like at the same time going or something?
I don't know. I was like, yeah, maybe she was, mining Bitcoin, some shit. I don't know, with hair dryers. But I was like, imagine she has like,
that's a thing.
There's like 100 hair dryers against a wall. And then you just see like, my mom's like, yeah, Bitcoin. Bitcoin does. Yeah. We'll be rich.
It's like, Mom, I don't think Bitcoin works like that. You got scammed by Dyson. Okay. This episode is clearly not sponsored by Fuck You, Con Anderson. Okay, so screw that.
Fuck you, Con Anderson.
Okay, the actual topic of this episode, Ben, what is this topic? This is your. No, this is my
shit.
idea.
I forgot.
This is my idea. The topic of this episode is the stereotype why Asians are so smart.
Yeah. Yes.
It is a stereotype that only us Asians can talk about.
Even
if you're not Asian, you cannot do a podcast episode with this title because then it's going to sound a little bit slightly racist, prejudiced, stereotypical, but only we can do this. Oh shit, before I get to the actual topic, I just want to give a quick shout out. Our friends over at the Asian American Foundation have a new project coming out, right? Ben, I know you love your education.
Yeah, duh.
Back in high school, you and those textbooks, best friends, BFFs.
Yeah, BFFs for life, Facebook friends, yeah, everything.
Okay, but on a serious note, our friends over at the Asian American Foundation, in partnership with Third State Books, are creating this new graphic novel, comic book.
Yep.
By the authors Amy Chu and Alex Chang. And basically what it is, it's a comic book, which has pictures, Ben. That's what a comic book is, so don't get too scared.
But no coloring.
No, there is coloring.
No, I mean, I can't color it.
You can't color in it, yes. So it is a graphic novel intended for young readers that actually teach them more about Asian American history. Because as you know, when we grew up as kids, we learned next to nothing in our school books, textbooks, things like that, right?
I really think it was nothing.
I think you were just not reading all the textbooks in general, but I, as the person that actually paid attention in school, can tell you that not much Asian American history was really taught back then. So not that this is going to change our educational system, but you know, sometimes the information is important, but the medium in which you give it to people is just as important. So not everyone might be down to read like a really in-depth just words textbook kind of thing, but a graphic novel, especially for younger readers, is a really good medium to teach them that important information.
I really thought it was really informative and how much you can actually learn within, like, I was just reading it. It took less than a day for me. You know, so that's like about 19 hours, right? Constantly.
Ben he is exaggerating. Ben just reads very slow, no matter what.
That's how good it was. I had to really thoroughly. I enjoyed it. I'm not gonna lie.
So just the first volume is out right now.
Yes.
The second volumes are scheduled to release later this year. I will have the links to the actual Amazon stuff down in the box below. If you're on YouTube, on the actual Spotify, whatever, I'll put the links down below so you can click to support this great cause. You know what's my favorite part about this entire thing?
Oh, which one?
There's this character called Sammy. I swear to God, it's just you, Ben.
I know. Yeah. I think that's why I was so.
This one character is only interested in history based on dinosaurs.
Yes.
He's constantly trying to Google everything to figure it out. He also has a hot temper for some reason.
I was going to mention that, the hot temper.
He has a hot temper. And when they were about to go to the museum, his only question was, is the food court open?
Yes.
Or is there a food court at the museum?
He is. I think they based it off me. Somehow.
They must have based this character off you because when I was reading, I'm like, this is Ben. This is Ben.
Yes. But on a serious note, let's say Asian American history is American history. You know, I love that line. It was really educational, man.
Dude, that really is important. The fact that, like you said, Asian American history is American history. And the fact that we sometimes don't learn about this stuff at all, as if it's not a part of this actual country's history at all, it's kind of sad. But things like this, projects like this, help a younger generation really take that step up.
Yeah.
I'm going to turn off my vacuum right now.
I was just going to say, Linji's technology, as we speak, my
vacuum is just running in the background while I'm trying to talk about something important.
There's a tyranny. We're being taken over by the machines. Holy shit.
Where's the damn thing for the vacuum?
It's at your 3 o'clock, Linji.
Okay, off?
It's shooting. It's shooting shit, bro. It has lasers.
It's like Tony Stark's house.
Yeah. Oh, shit. Jarvis, down.
Speaking of Tony Stark's, Amy Chu has worked on other publications such as Deadpool, Iron Man, Ant-Man, and Wonder Woman. So you're getting real established figures that have worked on other major projects doing this as well. Yeah, so it's good. Anyways, guys, if you want to check it out, links down below. It's always great. I know we have a stupid platform where we just talk about dumb things, but every once in a while, when I see projects like this and they reach out, I really think it's important to help spread the word about stuff like this.
It would be really nice seeing this being spread across like the educational curriculum, you know?
And this actually segues great into our topic for today, which is about why Asians are so smart.
Thank you.
You and I are not as refined. So once you binge this really worthy cause and good information from this graphic novel, you can come listen to the rest of this episode where Ben and I just talk about dumb things.
I like how we go to like something that's like really, really like great for our, our culture, and then we're gonna destroy it now by going into our topic.
All right, guys, we're back. Sorry, we had some technical difficulties with this mic. Lots of technical difficulties today. And I just realized I had a technical difficulty as well. The whole time that we're talking about this graphic novel, I did not once mention the name of the graphic novel. Guys.
All right, they're just going to insert, edit.
No,
it's like,
I'm not going to insert anything. Okay, the name of the graphic novel is Fighting to Belong, A History of Asian American Pacific Islanders, Volume 1 by Amy Chu and Alex Chang.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Fight to Belong. I'll put the links down below. Once again, this is real podcasting / organic talk because I completely forgot to actually mention the name of the graphic novel.
Make it candid,
Make it real.
Yeah.
All right. Why Asian Americans are so smart. This is a stereotype that probably lots of people think, but there is some truth in that, right?
Okay.
How did you want to do this, Ben? Because I know you wrote the notes for this episode. Did you want to first talk about what exactly is smart? What is the definition of smart or intelligence? Like, how would you measure that? Before we start talking about like why Asians are quote unquote smart.
I guess what is the definition of being smart, right? It's like a quotient that measures someone's intelligence, right?
That's different, right? To be honest, there's a difference between smart. To me, smart is different than being intelligent and let's say smart intelligence is different than being knowledgeable.
Okay.
Right?
So is that still in the same, the old adage was like street fart.
Street farts?
Street fart versus book farts?
Book farts?
Yeah. Street smarts versus book smarts. Or is it like IQ versus EQ? Right?
What's EQ again? That's emotional
quotient, intelligence quotient versus emotional quotient.
No, I think there's a difference between that. But what I just mean is like someone that, let's say, can figure out a math problem on their own without being taught what is the structure to solve that math problem, as compared to someone that was taught the formula to solve the math problem, and then they both solve it correctly, but one does it on their own and one does it through like preparation.
So
there is something to be said, because I've met a lot of people in my life sometimes when they're very knowledgeable, but then when you talk about stuff that, let's say, that's outside their knowledge sphere of expertise, they just sound like a bunch of dumbasses.
It's kind of like, I know a brain surgeon is smart.
A brain surgeon.
Oh, yeah. What did I say? A brain what?
I don't know what you said.
Did I say brain smart?
You said a brain surgeon?
Oh, I don't know.
You're slurring through your words like something was wrong with your brain.
Oh, shit. What's it? If you are a brain surgeon.
Did you drink this morning? No, right?
No, I didn't.
Is that regular coffee or Irish coffee?
No, not yet. Not yet. But like a brain surgeon, as opposed to, if you're a brain surgeon, yes, you are innately smart. But that doesn't mean you're just smart all across the board. Right? Going back to the thing, Asians being smart, do you think it's a lot of it has to do like with our culture, how we're brought up, maybe?
Yeah. We'll get into that very briefly. I have this one thing that I actually found on the internet before we try to like get far. It is actually ranking the IQs of all the countries around the world.
Oh, okay. I think I did something similar. Yes.
Yeah, so this is once again, this is IQ. And IQ is a test. And a test requires like formal education, resources, things like that. I get it, right? So it's not like some of the poorer countries maybe are doing low on this, not because they're, dumb per se.
Right.
They don't have the resources or the prep to do like an IQ test, right?
Right.
I don't know how they did this. Once again, this is not a scientific podcast, but this is from worldpopulationreview.com.
Worldpopulationreview.com.
Okay.
All right, cool.
Okay, so based on them, countries by IQ. So that's the average IQ for the entire country. Okay, from the first 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, from the first 10, how many do you think are Asian countries? East Asian countries? Oh, no, not just East Asian. We'll count just Asia overall. How many do you think are Asian countries?
Bro, give me 50%. I'm going to say 50%.
It's more than 50%.
No way.
Unless some of these other countries, is Finland in Asia?
Yes, we will count Finland's.
I'm just kidding. Finland is on the list, but they're not in Asia.
Also, we're not just doing this to our own horn.
We're not.
I am the dumbest Asian you'll ever meet. Lindsay, I actually consider pretty smart.
Knowledgeable, not smart.
Yeah, but I am one dumb fucking Asian. So just I don't want people are going to get offended. People are going to be like, yo, fuck these guys thinking they're like, they're the shit because they're Asian.
You know what?
Blah, blah, blah.
People that have listened to the podcast long enough know that we're two very dumb people. I don't feel the need to defend myself when I talk about smart Asians because I don't include myself in that. I am at most an average Asian. You are a very below average Asian.
Below, bro. That's the thing. I was just like, guys, I was getting sweaty. I was like, they're going to watch. There's going to be a lot of hate in this one. But I'm sorry.
There's always. Have you ever taken an IQ test?
Yeah.
Have you?
Yeah, dude.
Is it like
when
a very long?
Kid, it was long. Like the ones where it's not just like math and English.
It's everything.
It was everything.
Logic and stuff like that.
Logic. There was like puzzles involved. There was like actual like tools I had to use and shit.
Yeah, but I had to cook like a omelet at some point. Yeah. What was that testing? Your motor skills?
Yeah, my actual motor skills and shit. I did take one as a kid.
Do you remember what your score was?
There was no score. She just broke it down. She said like
It was so bad she didn't want to tell you the score.
She's
Like, I can't break it to this kid.
I gave him a color. He got orange. That's below. That's right. But red is the worst.
I said, which color was this? He said 45.
Yeah, man.
All right. Okay. Once again, the top average IQs by country around the world. The first 6 are all Asian countries.
Get the fuck out. Holy shit. I was joking with the 50% shit, but
Once again, this is a factor of resources, education, the system of government, and everything, right? We know that it's not just you pluck one person and see how smart they are,
also
right?
we're not just born smart.
We're not.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing. That's the thing we have to dismiss.
Okay.
And we will.
Who do you
This
think
episode.
is number 1 on this ranking?
Oh, bro, it has to be you motherfuckers.
No,
It
we're
has
not.
to be.
We're not.
Wait, but is
No.
it? Don't tell me. Like, don't say it's like a sub branch of Chinese people.
No. I will refuse to answer this question. Who do you
Really?
think is number 1?
Oh, my bad. It has to be like Indians, like Bangladeshians, or yeah, like I'm gonna put my money on the Bangladeshians.
Sorry to my South Asian people, but you're actually not on the top 10.
They're not.
Once again, this is probably a
Southeast.
factor of resources and
Oh,
stuff
that's
like
racism,
that. Okay,
bro.
no, I'm saying
I'm fucking-
resources,
I'm fucking- I'm
education,
fucking with you.
money, stuff like that, whatever.
Yeah,
Number
yeah.
1 on this list is numero uno, Japan.
Oh, okay, yeah, that actually makes a lot of sense.
Japanese is number 1.
They invented a lot of shit.
Number 2, once again, I go back to the question I ask on every single podcast.
Uh-huh.
What defines a country?
Oh, I know where you're going. Yo, this is why I don't like doing these fucking battles against you. Cause you change the rules so much that you're like, fuck it. They count as Chinese now. So I win, bitch. That's what you do all the time.
Number 2 is Taiwan.
Oh, get the fuck out of here. Yo, fat friend on the highway. Let's team up. You and me. Korea and Taiwan. Take on China. Fuck this guy.
Do you want me to skip to South Korea or should I?
No, I want to actually want to hear the top 10.
So far, number 1, Japan. Number 2,
Just
Taiwan.
Congrats to Taiwan. Taiwan number 1.
Semiconductors.
Yeah, number 1.
All the semiconductors and sticky tofu makes you really smart.
Yo, you're an idiot.
Number 3, Singapore.
Oh, shit.
Crazy rich and also crazy smart.
Oh, God. Zing. I like that.
But there is a lot of Chinese people in Singapore.
oh,
so
God, dude. You and this fucking Chinese supremacy
okay,
bullshit.
this one we have not conquered yet, but we could.
Oh, my God. What? Let's hear it.
No, I'm saying Singapore. We have not conquered yet,
Oh,
but there is a lot of Chinese people there.
Didn't that guy get in shit for it where he was like on Congress and he kept saying, Congress, sir, for the last time, I'm
Oh,
from Singaporean, not Chinese.
The CEO of TikTok is from Singapore.
Yeah.
But I think he does speak Chinese
Yeah.
though.
And he's like, do you like Chinese food? Yeah. So you're Chinese, right, motherfucker? And they're like, no, sir.
No, I think they're trying to connect him with the government of China, which is a
Yeah.
completely different government. But he is like, I think
Well,
he's
yeah.
part Chinese or fully Chinese.
Whatever. It's the same shit.
But he's from Singapore. He's
It's
from
what you're
Singapore.
doing. You're that senator.
Okay, number 3. Once again, go back to the same question. Define
my
number
God.
2.
How many are there?
How do you define a country?
Don't say Hong Kong, bro.
It's Hong Kong.
Oh my God. I'm going to
Hong
throw this
Kong
coffee.
is number 3. But Hong Kong is
Number 3?
sorry, number 4. But Hong Kong is one of the financial hubs of the world. So maybe that has a lot to do with it. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Number 5, the real China, mainland China.
When you say it's so anticlimactic now.
And number 6, rounding out the losers of the top.
Oh, shut the fuck. Is it?
South Korea.
Yo,
South Korea is number 3.
That's
I'm so
right.
sorry. What the hell am I doing with my numbers today?
that's right.
South Korea is number 6.
Because deep down your heart, you're cheating.
Do you guys care about the 4 non-Asian countries at the bottom here?
I kind of do. I want to hear it.
Belarus,
I'm not familiar, but all right.
Finland,
Oh, okay. The Finnice.
Liechtenstein,
what?
Liechtenstein.
Like Lithuania?
I'm pretty sure this is a different place.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Guys, this is not the worst European podcast. Okay, we don't know where all these countries are. And rounding out the top 10 is Germany.
Oh, okay. All right. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm surprised India's not there or like Bangladesh or them. What?
I am surprised too, but
Right?
like I said, it's a factor of resources sometimes too.
Yeah.
'cause,
Yes. Keep saying that.
yeah, that really is the truth. This is not necessarily who is the smartest. Ben, while you talk about the next part, I'm curious to see where America is on this list because I keep scrolling and I have not seen America
Oh, it
yet.
actually shows like the top, it shows like 100
Yeah,
of them.
yeah, it shows a lot. So you talk about the next thing while I look for where the hell America is on this.
Well, what's it? I do know. I think we talked about it briefly about how like America ranks in terms of math and like literature.
It's low, right?
It's one of the
Math
lowest.
I know is low.
It's one of the lowest, but in terms of, I guess there's like another aptitude test, like EQ or like confidence.
Yeah.
America's number one. It destroys everyone.
It's because we're so confident in ourselves.
We have such absolute like blindsided confidence. We will just be like, no, fuck you guys. We're the shit. You know, we'll just America this.
America this.
What's it? Funny enough that you did mention, since I just want to keep it fair, I do know that I do know, I believe, who is the lowest IQ country. And it could be based off.
Are you gonna get us canceled by residents of that country right now?
I don't think so. But I'll get myself canceled.
There are third world countries where like they might be going through a war, or they have a history of like constantly being conquered by like a bigger empire, and like maybe they're just poorer country overall, where that is a big factor.
Well, actually,
especially if you're just saying IQ, which is just a freaking test.
That actually applies exactly to what the thing is.
Oh.
That's what I was gonna say. Like,
What's the country?
It's Nepal. And
Is
yo, that's what I was thinking. I was like, that doesn't make any sense, right?
Yeah,
Because what's it? If you look at where they
we've
are,
met Nepalese people and they're smart.
yeah, and guess what, man? Like, they are literally the hub of all the Asian bullshit of us just trying to fight everyone.
Oh, like they're constantly in the middle, right?
Yeah, bro. They're like the youngest of the brothers.
It's like they're walking down the street from a nice
Constantly getting bullied.
dinner, and they just walk.
Constantly.
They walk into a gang fight.
Yo, every day.
Yeah.
Every day. Or they're in the cafeteria and they never get to eat their lunch. Their lunch money gets stolen.
Okay, so we've gone through what countries are the smartest based on IQ.
Not
so
the smallest.
not the smallest. What is the smartest? Okay, I think you wrote this down. You want to talk about like family and cultural stuff that actually could make Asian people quote unquote smarter. Once again, guys, whenever I say smarter for this episode, just pretend like I'm doing quotes, okay? I don't want to keep saying quote unquote smarter, but let's just pretend every time I say smart for this episode, there's quotation marks.
And thank God, everything we're saying is actually quoted from a bunch of other Asian people. It's
Right.
not even from us.
Yeah.
Even as we speak, what I'm saying right now and what Linji's saying.
Yeah.
It's not anything is being paraphrased today.
Okay, culturally, Asian people do care a lot about education. Specifically, they care about knowledge. I don't think they necessarily think their kids need to be what I think is smart, but they just need them to be knowledgeable and well prepared for tests.
Good test taker.
Good test takers, which, like I said, there's a big difference between I've like crammed for this test with extracurricular activities for 3 years, and then they do well, as compared to someone that maybe barely did any studying
Sleeps
and does
to the
well.
class, cuts the class.
I would say that person innately has more smartness, quote unquote smartness in him than the person who's just taking like a year's worth of courses.
Right. Also, if you guys want, how about this? If you guys don't want to believe Asians are just smart, just think of us as really good test takers that are cheating. Like, we're just
Are we cheating?
I don't know. I'm just making it up to make them feel better. Like, SATs. Yeah, all the Asians are cheating, guys. We just happen to know how to do it. We're not going to share any of our secrets.
Okay, cultural reasons why we might be better groomed to be smarter, quote unquote smarter or better test takers.
Yeah.
This is something that you probably don't have on your list, but I think a lot of Asian people come from a stable two-parent, two-income household.
Oh, yeah, a nuclear household.
Just having stability at home is not necessarily like a positive, but it's not a negative, right? Like, you don't go home and your family structure is in a poor situation where that is like your first problem, right?
You could say it's kind of like the standard.
Right. It's the norm where that's not an issue. You come home to a normal family, it's usually two parents, it's usually like stable in whatever form. And I don't mean like they're making money, because you could be making less money and still be stable and like have a loving home. I think culturally speaking, we do have that within us. Like, there's a lot of family members around for support as well.
It's kind of ingrained culturally, generationally, about where both of our parents have to have some kind of education or career that does revolve getting some kind of, that needs us studying.
Yeah.
Just the constant exposure to education, aka after school program.
Dude, so many after schools. If you're an Asian kid that grew up in America, I think we could talk from more of like an Asian American context, because I don't know necessarily what they do over in South Korea and China. I'm sure they do what we do, but more intense.
Oh, yeah.
We can only speak about what we've gone through, right?
Definitely.
My parents spent a lot of money in my childhood sending me to different programs like in the summer. And this is coming from a family where we didn't have a lot of money. It was just, I was the only kid, thank God. Imagine if they had multiple kids to spend money on. It would have been even harder. But whatever little money my parents made, they focused it on education and chips. So I got a lot of snacks and chips and everything.
It took me a while. I do mean like computer chips.
No,
I was like, wait, are we going back to Taiwan?
It was food It's food number one where they spend money and your
Yeah.
education. And they were like 1A and 1B.
That's so true. I remember even going to classes during the weekends. You know, it wasn't even just after school too.
You mean Korean class?
Yeah, Korean class, which still you had to learn other bullshit.
Yeah.
You know?
Did you ever take after school?
Yeah, I did a lot. It was
Really?
a waste of money, dude.
I feel like we used to
waste
hang
of
out a
money.
lot in the afternoon after school. So when were you taking classes?
Elementary for sure, and then Saturday school, and then in middle school
You stopped, right?
I stopped, and then in high school I did a lot more American extracurricular stuff actually. And same thing with you, because I know Linji was in the JROTC. It's the military cheerleading squad. And I was the fat kid that was in any type of like program, like the yearbook club.
You were in the yearbook club?
Yeah, whatever I could do just to get a girlfriend, which I feel miserably at.
Oh, yeah,
You
yeah,
know?
yeah.
So she's like, yeah.
Ben is making it up in spades in his later life right now.
Yo, you dick.
He's like,
No, I'm not.
he's
dude.
like, young Ben,
Nope.
young high school Ben will be so
No.
proud of me right
No.
now.
Just a piece of shit.
Broke, but a lot of women.
It's
Ben's achieved his high school definition of success right now. He's not starving, and he's not starving sexually too.
my God. Guys, what Lindsay's trying to say is that the thirst for knowledge is out there. I'm trying to do a segue. That's not open.
Knowledge is a weird name for a girl, by the way. Is that one of those new Gen Z parents that names their kids
shit.
like weird shit?
Oh, I remember a fat friend on the highway. I said, like, yeah, I'm going to the gym. And they're like, oh, is that what you call her now? Oh, yeah, that's her new nickname. I was like, you fucking piece of
I
shit.
get back on the goddamn topic.
But after school program.
After school programs, lots of after school. I went to summer school every single year of my life until I was a teenager.
Oh, shit.
But I also think that's because as a first generation kid at home by myself, they also needed a babysitter.
Oh, yeah.
So like summer school was for education, but it also had the side benefit of just being your babysitter because in the summertime, your parents are still working. They're not fucking, staying at home just to watch you. Some kids actually went with their parents to work based on what kind of job they had in the summer, right?
Yeah.
Just to like be around so that they could be watched. But I was lucky enough that my parents spent the money to send me over to summer school where I got to goggle at very attractive TAs as a teenager.
Yo, I bet, bro. I bet, man.
Sorry, sweetie. This is young me way before we met.
It was like even when we were like prepubescent.
Yes. So it didn't even matter.
We didn't have hair on our chest and or other things.
Just on my head.
I
just dropped my phone again.
Yo, you
God damn
do this a lot. That's thank you to our sponsor Samsung for make sure you have your Samsung warranty.
So summer school I actually spent a lot of time on, and it wasn't necessarily to prep for anything because early on it was just like general continued education.
Yeah.
But the good thing was it actually got me advanced enough that let's say when I went to the following grade, I knew most of the shit already, so my grades by default were better.
Okay.
Because I was like technically repeating the same stuff I've already learned over the summer. It was
kind of like you're just keeping your knife sharp, like you had it, you're just ready, prepared.
You're talking about like joking about how we were cheating. Technically, that is kind of cheating because you're getting to see, let's say, the material a year in advance.
Huh.
Right? Because if you're going into third grade or fourth grade and you've already done the stuff the previous summer, you've already learned it, then you get a heads up on everybody else.
Right. I would say like it's really, really so prevalent in Asian culture about like the SATs. Right?
Yeah.
It's like you don't have a girlfriend or boyfriend. Your boyfriend or girlfriend is an SAT book.
I remember
that big ass thick, book you had to carry, the fucking index cards and shit.
I was doing SAT prep when I was like an early teenager, which makes zero sense.
Yeah.
But just as part of those summer school programs, they would just, start teaching you. And I was like, how fuck am I doing this? I don't even know what this is technically for.
I remember I was saying that even in high school. I just realized how badly I did not. This episode is making me realize
how stupid you are.
Yes, it made me realize how I never applied myself.
Yeah.
There were so many I even had a private tutor.
You had a private tutor?
And she was so smart and she was so patient.
Oh my God, that's a lot of money.
Well, thank God she was a friend. She was a friend of from my aunt. So she was, godsend. And now I just realized, God, I just wasted her fucking time. We just wasted each other's times.
She was probably with you and she's like, God, I want to go home right now.
Yeah, dude. I was just like, I could remember her just like trying to explain to me. And I remember just holding the pencil and going like, I wonder if I could just break this pencil. Like I wasn't even
That was where your mind was focused on.
My mind was like, I wonder how much do I write until this pencil just gets dull. But it's just crazy. Mom, Dad, I'm sorry I didn't apply myself. That was just a lot of money. That part I feel bad about. The money part.
I
for
remember
sure.
there's a story where when I stopped going to summer school, right? So the first summer I stopped going to these paid educational summer schools
Yeah.
was when I told my parents I wanted to get a job. But at that time I was not 16 years old yet, so I couldn't legally get a job anywhere, right?
Uh-huh.
And then I was able to find this volunteer opportunity at this local church by us.
Oh yeah, yeah. I remember this. Yeah,
As
dude.
like a janitor or like
yeah.
prepping school for the summer school
Yes.
Bible educational thing.
Yeah.
And I'm not religious at all.
You weren't.
I'm not religious at all. But I remember I told my mom I wanted to do that, but they're not going to pay me. And in hindsight, I'm looking back on it. My mom was so sweet that she was like, all right, the money that we were going to spend sending you to a summer school this year, if you work this whole summer at this thing, we will give you that money as if that's like your
damn.
pay.
Yeah.
So I think it was like $2,000
Holy shit! Back then,
back then as like a teenager.
dude, that's like 10,000 now.
That's
I'm not
yo.
even joking.
I remember the following fall, I was like chips and drinks on me for the whole year.
I think I remember
I felt
this.
so rich, right?
I felt like the entourage.
You remember when we were kids, I used to buy everything.
Yo,
A lot of that was due to the fact that I got money way before you did. I got a lot of money way before you did.
yo, I remember there was one time where you bought that fucking stereo. This is when we had stereo speakers.
Oh yeah, to connect with my computer.
It took forever for me to get mine, but I remember Linji was one of the first guys to get it. You bought it. I forgot from a Best Buy. I forgot where, but
it was that.
somewhere far.
No, it was in
Or was it
Flushing
from-
Main Street. It was that electronic store that's now like a bank or something.
But I remember like when you had it, it
Was
was
it the Wiz?
oh, was it the fucking Wiz?
I think it was the Wiz.
Guys, if you don't know, shout out to anyone that remembers the Wiz.
Nobody beats the Wiz, guys. Nobody beats the Wiz.
beats- I remember you go up the stairs too.
Yes,
at the
that
Wiz.
was the Wiz. That was the
Yeah.
Wiz.
And what's it? I just remember I saw you with the cardboard box, and I was like, "Damn, bro! I thought you bought a car. I thought that shit was a car, bro." I was like, "Yo, you got the homies carrying for you." I remember you got a fat friend at CTO carrying that shit for you. I was
Yeah,
like,
we're carrying it back home to my house.
yeah, I was like,
I think I paid them money to carry it. Maybe I just like bought snacks,
yeah.
snacks or food for them.
bro, and I felt like we were like hunters that just shot down the biggest fucking big game.
You know, to
elk.
like tie all this in, that taught me to be financially educated and literate by spending money gradually over time on my stupid fat friends.
That's true. But going back to the whole point of like working hard, education and stuff, right?
Right. Specifically for Asian American, especially first gen or the early gen people, when you come here, you kind of don't have a choice because you don't have generational wealth to fall back on. It's not like your
Yeah.
family is loaded or just like semi well off where you can just fuck around and like do whatever.
That's true. Yeah.
Your parents are like, yo, we migrated here under probably harsh circumstances so that you, specifically you dipshit,
Yeah.
can get a good education.
Yeah, I'm getting flashbacks right now. Yeah, that sounds right.
That emphasizes the importance of education and studying and do all this stuff so that's a pillar of like your foundation here in America.
Yeah. Also, just everything we're talking about, me and Linji, in some ways, shape, or form, all of us went through it. Also, I do know the dark side of all of this is that if you were the one person that like really had like a dream, but it got squashed because they, Asian parents are like, we have to make sure you just get the education, right?
Specifically, like a usable education.
Right.
We have viewers, we have friends, we have listeners, we have people in our lives that are in the artistic field.
Yeah.
And we get that, the creative field.
Yeah.
I mean, technically,
respect to them.
this
man.
podcast right now is a creative.
Oh, shit, I forgot about that. That technically counts.
Technically counts,
Oh
right?
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out
Yes.
to my parents for letting me do this shit.
Yo, back then, they'd be like, "What do you want to do? You just want to be on a fucking mic, talk to Ben? Fuck out of here! Get the fuck out! Get a fucking job, you fucking lazy fucks! Hey, you want to do it in my house? Get the fuck out of this house! Imagine."
Yo, if I told them this is where I would be when I'm 36 years old, 37 years old, just imagine.
Listen, you know what's crazy? I try to explain to my parents, like, they sometimes see me, they're like, "Oh, like you're doing this, huh?" I was like, "Yeah." It's like, this isn't like your only thing, though, right? Like, I could tell they were like genuinely concerned.
Like this is where your life led to.
Yeah. It's like, oh my god, maybe our son's like depressed and shit.
Yeah.
But going back to the whole thing, if what Lindsay was saying about the creative side,
You kind of have to, right? Because like what you were saying, I think sometimes it is tough when you want to do something that is not, say, a good financial career,
right?
but you want to pursue that. But let's say
Mm-hmm.
you're in a situation where you are that first gen kid
Yes.
and your parents are like pressure you, whether it's like directly saying it to you or just through their actions and like the other stuff where you
Right.
kind of feel that pressure. Hey, I should probably like maybe do this as a side thing or do this later in my
Mhm.
life. Maybe you feel that pressure to be a boring accountant. Guys, I have an accounting degree, so I get that, okay?
We have to keep throwing these things out
So many
there.
disclaimers because I don't want to piss
Yeah.
off people, right? But I'm just trying to say, like, that kind of stuff, sometimes you're forced into because that's a financially stable career.
Right. And I know a lot of my friends that are like CPAs. I always ask them, like,
Do you like your job?
just be honest. I'm like, are you happy? They're like, fuck this shit. I just do it to collect a check, bro.
Yeah.
It's just, a lot of times Asians are like, I'm just good at math. All right, this is easy for me. I'm like, damn.
So that pressure to succeed can be kind of tough. And I hope for a younger generation, if you are, as I am right now, like lucky enough where you can be stable and kind of just pursue your passions.
Right.
And it sounds really sad to say that this podcast is a passion, but
Okay.
what I mean is if you're a later generation and you do have some generational wealth to fall back on, or you do have that creative urge to not just prioritize money,
Yeah.
more props to you, right? More
Yeah.
props to you. And even more props if your parents support you.
Yes. Thank you for saying that. Yes.
The truth is a lot of Asian parents do not support their kids when they choose a career path that is not going to make them a lot of money.
Right.
That is the honest, hard truth.
It's crazy how much like times have changed where it was really, really hard. And you hear all the times where like the Asian American dream, you didn't want to be in the restaurant business.
No.
Being a chef, it was vilified.
It was. Parents came here and they did that type of work because that was the only kind of thing they could do.
And they said, don't do what I'm doing.
Exactly. They said they didn't care that if they retired, that store would close down. Like that was not necessarily what they came to this country for. Some people did, right? Obviously, there were
Right.
some examples where people wanted to pass down that career path, but most of the time they did that as a means for their kids to do something that was not in the restaurant thing.
Right. Exactly. Like restaurant, that's a good example. The other one is like going to sports, right? You didn't see Asian Americans. They would never dream of be like, I'm going to play basketball. Obviously Jeremy Lin is one,
Yeah.
But
But even he had like times where he went to Harvard, but he pursued a basketball career. And even then,
that's crazy.
those first 3-4 years, he didn't do shit, right?
It's
So I'm
crazy.
just saying, like, it's not like that was a guaranteed success just because he pursued it.
And the crazy thing is like, motherfucker still went to Harvard
Yeah.
and then went to the NBA. That's like, he did both.
He had the ultimate back. He's like, Mom, I'm going to pursue this ball throwing thing,
Yeah.
but I'm going to do it at Harvard.
Yeah. Like, that's just wild, dude. I can't believe that shit.
Okay, speaking of degrees, I have this quick stat over here just to show you that, once again, to prove that us Asians are quote unquote smart. Once again, quote unquote. I'm not
Quote
bragging.
unquote, guys.
God damn it. This whole episode is quote unquote.
Yes. I am dumb.
Okay,
I was
so
just saying that. I am dumb.
in 2022, Asian people in America,
Okay.
60% of them had a bachelor's degree or higher.
A bachelor's degree?
Bachelor's.
Yeah.
A bachelor's degree or higher. 60% of Asian Americans had a bachelor's degree or higher.
Okay.
As compared to the only other population I'm going to compare them to is the non-Hispanic white population, which has a 41%
Oh, wow.
percentage of having a bachelor's degree
Caucasian.
or more. Yeah, so we're talking about 50% more than other Caucasian people. So just statistically, it shows you that they at least prioritize education, like we talked about, right? Because you really have to. In their minds, I remember speaking with some people that came back later in their life from China,
Mhm.
and they were telling me how the teacher, right? A teacher is
Yeah.
such a highly valued member of society
Okay.
because they view teachers as the bridge between your kids and the better future. So like they look at teachers over in China, at least from what I heard.
They're revered.
It's like, dude, they are so much, they're held in like such
High regard.
high regard as compared to teachers here in America. Let's just be honest.
Okay. Yeah. I was going to say, there's a huge difference here. Then.
Yeah, huge. Because we know that our teachers are important to our kids, but we probably don't view the teachers in the way that Chinese culture typically views their teachers as.
Oh, I didn't know. I just learned that then.
It's like we have, technically we have Teachers Appreciation Week here in America,
Yeah.
but I feel like that's just like they had to do a kind of thing. Like over in Asia and like Japan, China, they have like Teachers Day is like a big thing over there.
And I bet also you could just see it. The students actually respect the teacher. Here, we were pretty bad when we were kids.
Yeah.
Our school is like borderline a prison, right? So we can't speak on like all of our education experiences. But right now, I would say education in a way I think got better. I don't know if it got better.
It's different.
I think it got softer.
It is softer.
But I would say in terms of how the kids are towards the teacher, in terms of like the lack of respect, or the lack of respect for the educational system, I think it's really, really obvious now.
Yeah, and I don't know if part of that is due to fear, because what other types of physical punishments they had over in Asia, certain parts of Asia.
Oh, so you're
maybe
saying
not right now, but back then.
I see what you're saying.
Excuse me, I just had to cough in my mouth over there.
I see what you're trying to say.
I'm trying to say that
We should beat the shit out of these kids.
fear
Oh,
is a strong tool to educate
yeah.
the youth.
I see. It's good old backhand is what
I'm
you're
just
saying.
kidding, guys. I would never think about hitting my kids.
No. Other kids.
Other
Other kids, bro. That's
yeah.
fine.
All right. The teachers are hitting kids that are not their own kids.
Yeah, and you be look. It's for the better. I'm just trying to teach them.
Because I know you legally can't hit your kid, so I would do it on your behalf.
Yeah, and I'll be look, I don't want to smack Timmy. But if he doesn't understand the multiplication table, I'm gonna have to smack him in the
Dude,
face.
fear is a part of it too, because I don't think I ever feared my teachers growing up. And I don't think kids in America really fear their teachers. Not to say that they would hit or they would not hit, but I feel in Asia, some kids really do like fear their teacher.
Do you remember we were in third grade together, I think, in elementary.
Okay.
I remember I forgot her name now, but she was like a older white lady. She wasn't sweet, but she was scary. But do you remember one time she took her fucking keys?
Yeah.
And she was like, it was like a janitor's keys. She had like at least 20, and she tried to throw it at someone.
I wanted the kid.
Yeah, bro, at the fucking board. I was like, oh shit. And she was like 70 something. I was like, yo, she still got an arm. I was like, yo, I'm not fucking with her.
Yankees roster.
Yo, back then, also, the way we got punished, I don't remember this. Maybe you never got punished, but it was same elementary school.
Yeah.
We used to have, do they still use whiteboards in schools?
Oh, so okay, there is like a whiteboard, blackboard, but my son's kindergarten class has this giant touchscreen TV.
Whoa.
It's like it's at least like an 80-inch touchscreen TV.
So they use that mostly just to write on it now?
Yeah, so she'll
And it works well?
she'll display like pictures and she'll move stuff around, she'll write,
She's
she'll
like
erase.
totally like fucking Iron Man. Like,
It looks
hey,
like a giant TV, but it's a touchscreen.
holy shit. So back then, I remember, you know the eraser boards, right?
Yeah.
They have all the chalk. You had to go to this machine. It was like literally a vacuum in the corner.
To suck the chalk out of
Yeah,
the
you remember that
erasers,
shit?
yeah.
It was just loud.
Yeah.
It was just a big chunk of metal that looked like an anvil. People have no idea what an anvil is. And then he's just fucking like, he just goes,
I'm sure people know what an anvil is, Ben.
I bet you're like, an Advil? Advil, the medicine? Sure.
Yes.
Yeah, like that's just how much times have changed. But that was like the punishment too.
Yeah.
They just want you to inhale all that fucking, all that chalk smoke and shit. It's like, that's what you deserve, bitch, you know?
Okay, so all this to say that I don't think Asians are necessarily born smart.
No. Thank you. Yeah.
Even in my extensive research, I didn't find anything
Extensive. Oh.
to pinpoint that genetics was a part of it, because I don't think anyone is like born like, smart.
Some are gifted.
Okay, yeah, there are people that are just like naturally smart.
Yeah.
But that is indifferent of race. That just could be in like any random person could be like naturally smart. I just think that culturally speaking, like what we've talked about, just there are different factors in our lives that just make the emphasis on knowledge and pursuing further knowledge is really important. That's why I really think Asians, you don't need to say that they're smarter, because that's not the right word. They're just maybe more knowledgeable and well prepared.
Yeah, it's all about like starting them young, right? That's really what it is. So I guess like what we're trying to tie in this is like, you have to do it as a community, right? Like you said, a mom and dad does help. It does help when the mom and dad sets the standards for education.
Right.
And it does matter if they can instill good studying habits that, you can apply in life in the future.
Plus the pressure from both the parents and from life overall to like succeed and make a lot of money, that kind of like forces you to do it as well.
Yeah.
Do you think like when the Asian aunties compare their kid, that gives you some kind of pressure as well?
Definitely, I would say when you get, yeah, for sure. Actually, now
If
now
you get to
think
like a
about
good school,
it, right? I'll be honest with you. My mom's beauty salon. So a lot of times when I'm there, I hear about our friends that we grew up with.
yeah,
Because
their parents still go to your parents.
the grandparents and stuff and all that, right? So if I'm there, it's like, oh, my mom's like, oh, do you remember? I don't want to say her name, but a friend of ours, you know her too. She was.
You can say the name. I'll beep it out.
Oh yeah, so I remember. Yeah. So she's doing well and stuff. She just moved back, I believe. But I hear her a lot.
Yeah.
With my mom and stuff. And
Do you think that's like them saying it louder to tell you, Ben, to do something with your life?
No, definitely not. Only because
Definitely not because you choose not to care.
I think also because maybe my parents are just like, they're not gonna lie to themselves. Like, he's dumb. All right, he's not gonna do what she's doing.
He's making some decent money right now. That's good enough.
Yeah, honestly, that's also a thing, but it does depend about what you're doing. You can make good money, but your parents in the Asian culture does really matter. I guess that's the one thing that's tied into.
Title and prestige, like what you're saying, I think
Yes.
oftentimes can be more important than money.
Right.
Because just the title doctor, even if you're like a doctor for like a non-for-profit, so you're not really making that much money,
Yeah, that's
is
true.
probably something that they would rather brag about than you just being a doctor that's making more money but not doing it. That you are not a doctor but you're making more money than most doctors.
Right.
Let's say you're doing the podcast and somehow you're making more money than most doctors. That's not something that they would brag about. By the way, guys, we don't make more money than doctors.
No, definitely not. Also, for the record, I know some people just assume because, oh, we're doing social media and we're on YouTube, we make like a lot of money. That's not the case. Not at all. So
Yes, long-time listeners know this fact. We are poor.
yeah. So
if you're a new listener, be reminded about the fact that we are poor via this podcast.
we lose money every episode.
We lose time, so much time. Oh my God. I'm probably getting paid like 5 cents per hour for the amount of time I invest on this podcast.
Well, technically, you're probably losing money because of the electricity bills. That's another thing to
Is this
consider.
peak time right now? Is this peak time?
Holy shit, that actually might be
I think this is peak time. So our studio lights right now, and by studio, guys, I mean my poor living room. It's sucking all the funds out of my my wallet. But we do this for your entertainment and
Right.
partial education, I guess.
Right. And that's the thing, too. Like, Asian parents aren't going to do their research like that. But this is like the new problem for the new generation is like, oh, you do YouTube. They instantly think they probably make money. But at the same time, they're probably like, what are you doing? Isn't that what kids do? What are you playing, Pokemon? What is that? That's what they think.
It's hard to describe what the point of all this is.
Right.
Especially to your parents. Which is why I have not told my parents I do a podcast, even though I've been doing it for 2.5 years.
They're going to find out, bro. And they're going to be like, oh, we messed up.
Dude,
We messed up so hard.
you know what's really funny? My aunt said she saw me on TikTok.
Oh, yeah, she's probably like, Linji, this.
It was the most random thing. I chose not to have a deep conversation when she brought that up. I just kind of brushed it off.
It's
But
like,
she
oh.
said she saw me on TikTok.
You're probably like, oh, no, auntie. Someone else, other Linji. That's not me.
I can't
Other
tell my
Asian
parents that I'm wasting so much time on this right now.
guy. Sometimes my parents still get like surprised too about this. You know?
Yeah. Okay.
But,
Is there anything else that you want to talk about why Asians are necessarily so smart? Oh, did you want to talk about you wrote this down, guys. I'm just reading Ben's notes right now.
Oh.
Are Asians getting dumb?
Oh.
In a new generation, by the way, your grammar is horrible, so
Thank you.
I will fix this up as I read this. You wrote, are Asians getting dumb?
Right.
In the new generation and what we think will be different moving forward. So Ben, I guess this question that was said by you, are Asians getting dumber?
I am definitely getting dumber.
Can you get any dumber than you actually are right now?
Oh, definitely. Oh, of course.
Do you think Asians are getting dumb or do you think just the younger generation is getting quote unquote dumber, period? So it's not like an Asian specific thing.
I think, I think most of it is we're getting just collectively dumber. Asians, since we've had such a high peak, it's going to crash harder.
Oh, the higher you are, the harder you fall.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think AI is going to fuck a lot of people up for sure.
Yeah.
I think our ability to problem solve and do some critical thinking and think outside the box is definitely going to dissipate a lot.
A lot of that has
fast.
to do with social media, right? We
Yeah,
can blame
dude.
social media on that because our attention spans are withering down. Sometimes the facts that we take in from social media are not even necessarily facts.
The fact that, we're getting spied on and, now we have AI or whatever algorithms to figure out what we might be thinking.
Yeah.
And it might just be, oh, you might want this. It was like, I did want that. It's pretty crazy now. How back then we used to just do shit when we were bored without a phone. You know what I mean? We used
I'm
to just
trying to
kill
think,
time.
what did we do without our phones?
It was like nothing. We used to just like go sit at like the stoop, just pick up grass and just and then pretend like and look for insects actually.
Dude, that's what my son's doing at the park. When we go to the park after school, him and some kids just play with sticks and rocks.
I actually really
I was like, that's cute.
I actually do miss that. I think that's really good for kids. But now as we once the phone comes in, oh bro, it's game over, man.
It is. Like when my son gets to play with the phone every once in a while, I'm a parent that doesn't really give their kid their phone, but when I do give it to him, I could tell he's like having crack.
It's like they kind of just shut down. And also like, I'm not gonna lie, I remember in our generation, we were dealing with like, oh, pot is, the death of kids. I actually think this is the new pot. This is the new marijuana for kids.
Phones and screen time are different. And I'm not trying to hate on parents that give their kids phone or screen time.
Right.
I think it's all situational and each person has a different level of patience and time.
Yeah.
And it's not even to say that your kid is bad or you're a bad parent. I just think it's all situational. But wherever possible, you should try to limit the amount of screen time, phone time your kids have. Or at the very least, if you are going to give it to them, balance it out with actual other physical activities and other more brain nourishing things, right?
Yeah. What about you? Do you think, it's going to go down that path as well?
I think not necessarily that they're getting dumber. I just think as far as Asian American goes, later in the generations, they have the freedom to pursue other things that aren't quote unquote like smart, right?
Okay.
Not to say that when you do like creative things like
I was going to say creative maybe.
yeah, like music, art, just doing like stuff that you personally have a passion for, that may on paper make you seem not as smart, right? But
Right.
I think that's more of a personal choice. So it's like a luxury, right? You have the luxury of doing stuff. Like I am very privileged to say that even in my 30s, I have the luxury of doing this stupid thing right now. That I don't have to worry about who's paying the bills. That's my wife. So it's just, I have this luxury.
Yeah.
And if you told me I would do this in my 30s, I'd be like, that's stupid. Why would I not be still at my old job making money
true.
and like doing whatever?
That's true.
There is a balance to it, finding where you're comfortable at, prioritizing the other things in life. And then that's not that I'm getting dumber, although spending time with you is probably,
Oh, definitely.
that's not the best thing for me, but it's just a conscious choice, right? So maybe like a later generation will do less good on the IQ test, but they'll do better on like, what does America rank high in, you said?
Confidence.
Yeah.
Absolute confidence.
Absolute confidence.
That's kind of what America's been built on.
Yeah, fuck the education. Absolute confidence. Why are, in like 10 years, I want a podcast from my son where they do a topic. Why are Asians so confident? Okay, guys, on to my favorite part of the whole podcast. This is Ranting and Raving, where Ben and I like to bitch about something negative happening in our lives, which is most of the time, or rave about something good, which is not very often, except for my family. Ben, I just had to throw that in because I know my wife's listening.
Oh, okay. Good save. Good save. I like that.
What do you have to bitch about in your life this week, Ben?
I don't have anything to bitch about, but so I was on the train once, right? I saw this gentleman, right? And he was wearing his suit. He was wearing scrubs, right? Or like a medical scrub outfit, the complete thing.
Dude, a suit and a scrub are two different things. So I was doing the visual thing in my head. First he had a suit and then he got naked and he put on scrubs.
So this is what he had under the scrubs was his suit.
Oh.
And I was like literally just like kind of examining him.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, how much? I was like, he had the tie. It was still all the way up.
Yeah.
Like it was like a full on suit. And then I looked down his pants. I could see his slacks coming down. I was like, oh shit.
I swear I heard you. I took off his pants. I swear that's what I heard.
I got so curious. I was like, sir, I need you to cough
With consent.
with consent. I said, sir, I need you to take your pants down. All right, but yeah, like I was so confused by that. I really wanted to
There are
ask
some
him.
doctors that are also, let's say, a high-ranking staff member, administrative staff member at their clinic or at their hospital. So they may need to come in like a suit, but also have to do patient stuff where they need to wear a scrub.
That's what I was
Right?
thinking. I was
that
thinking
has to be the thing, right?
I mean, I don't know.
Otherwise, you would just switch back and forth, wouldn't you?
But you don't really see that often, right?
You mean scrubs, like a two-piece scrub?
Both, yeah, the top and the bottom.
Not the doctor's white long coat.
Not that one.
Because that one is more, I've seen that more normal with people wearing a suit inside, where they then have the white coat over it, the white doctor's coat.
Yeah.
That's a more regular scene.
No, this guy had suit, then scrubs on top.
Huh.
Yeah, I was like, okay, this is new. All right, kind of weird. I don't want you treating me, but maybe you're onto something.
All right, guys, if you have a guess as to exactly what situation this guy was getting himself involved in,
Yeah.
please feel free to slide into our DMs and let us know.
Mm-hmm.
I've had a string of times recently where I've bought food, specifically food that includes food for my son, who's a 5-year-old kid,
Okay.
and it is not advertised as spicy, but it comes spicy.
Okay, what was it?
It's Korean food. Some of it was Korean food. Specifically, I got...
What do you remember?
It was from a chicken place. I won't name the chicken place. But,
like fried chicken?
So it was Korean fried chicken, right? So, but on the menu, it has original chicken. It has like spicy chicken. It has whatever. It lists all the flavors, right?
Right, as it should.
You would think that, okay, if I'm going to get a spicy stuff for me and my wife, I'm going to get the original flavor for my son.
Right.
My kid's not Korean. He did not grow up having kimchi. So his palate for spicy tolerance for spicy foods is not there.
Right.
At worst, you would expect black pepper, maybe, right?
Okay.
That's okay. This thing was just like straight up spicy. Lower spicy than normal, but still spicy.
Did it look spicy?
No. And on the menu, and
Oh.
I went back to the menu and I looked at it and I looked at the chicken. I'm like, maybe they gave me the wrong chicken. I'm like, no, the
I was
box says
gonna
original. It all looks like red because the spicy chicken is red. And then the original chicken that he got was just regular crispy brown gold color, right?
Okay.
So there's nothing, I don't think they did anything wrong. So it upsets me. And normally, Ben, you know me, when I go to a restaurant, even if I get the wrong dish,
You never really
I
complain.
never say anything.
Yeah.
My wife always said I should just like say something. I'm like,
I
chicken,
agree.
pork, I don't
agree.
give a shit. Just eat a chicken.
You were like that every time we went out to eat. And I was like, I should say something. You're like, no. And I got upset, but I was like, yeah.
So you know me, I don't care what I get, but for my son, when I'm trying to fucking feed my son,
Yeah.
and especially if it's takeout where I don't have anyone to complain to, hey, can you give me something else over here? So he had the chicken and it was spicy, and then we had to like make another subsequent dinner for him instead on the side.
Oh, no. What's it? Was this like, how was he feeling? Was he okay?
No, he just had like one bite. He's like,
oh.
so he took one bite and then he ran to grab his water bottle.
Oh, no.
I was like, what's wrong? He's like, it's spicy. I'm like, no, it's original. And then I ate it. I was like, oh, this is mildly spicy. What the fuck, man?
Yeah. And it's expensive.
So because, and I never do this, guys. I never, Ben knows me. All my friends know me. I never do this. I went on the food app and then I put a complaint. I was like, got wrong order. This shit is spicy.
You should make sure you should label if it's spicy or not.
So I just put a note there. And it's a large enough company, like they have a bunch of chains, so it's not that. I hope it's not that big of a deal.
I think I know which fried chicken spot.
As a parent, I'm like, just at least write like mild or something, or put like something next to it, right?
Right.
Because if you're going to, let's say, like the House of Hot Chilies, I'm just saying, if you're going to a restaurant,
yeah, it sounds like a dumb name to House of Hot Chili.
if you go to a restaurant where the theme of the restaurant is all spicy food, even if it does not say spicy, you know that it's probably going to be spicy, right?
Or you're going to prepare for
right.
sure.
But this is a regular chicken place, and they split their menu up between spicy and original. So I did not expect that going in. All right.
What's it?
So I asked for my money back on that thing.
All right. What's it? Just to defend Linji's honor and the sake. One time, me and Linji and a bunch of us went to brunch.
Yes.
At the place I used to work at. And we ordered a lot of food, remember? And we got fucked up. we got that Magnum champagne bottle. Remember that?
I got so fucked up that day.
What's it? But the thing is that to top it all off, we ordered this humongous bone-in tomahawk steak, right? With truffles and shit. It was the works, right? But the thing is, I specifically asked them to make it medium rare. And I remember when they arrived to the table, it was clearly medium well, almost like...
Yeah, it was like medium. It was over medium into well.
Yeah, and to the point I got upset and I was going to send it back. And I worked there, guys. But Linji, stating his point, he was like, it's fine. And I was so mad at it. I was like, dude, this is expensive. They should know, because I was also saying, like, this is a big fuck up. What if they did this to a really important guest?
We're not really
important. That was another reason why I was getting pissed too, because I was like, we spent a lot of money.
So I was like, it's fine. We're getting like a discount here.
We did get a big discount. We got taken care of.
It still tastes good. It's just not like the texture, the perfect texture.
It was
but
I
was like, overall, this experience is whatever. And like, what happens if it's just the one poor guy on the grill that fucked up by accident, right? We're gonna like throw him under the bus. I remember saying like, it's fine. None of it really matters.
I remember you're next to me and you're like, forget about it. Da, da, da. I was like, fuck it. Let's just drink more. And we got fucked up.
Yes. All right, guys. On to the outro right now. Thank you once again. I want to give a quick shout out to all the new listeners that we had recently. I want to give a shout out to all the people that have sent us nice messages in the DMs. I won't say anything specifically because I didn't ask for permission from any of these people.
Yeah.
I probably should. Yeah.
yeah.
The stuff that I have shouted out in the past, I usually ask for permission and stuff. But anyways, guys, it means a lot to us having these nice, warm messages, knowing that this stupid stuff that we do every single week has some impact on some people in some way.
Yeah.
It is genuinely very, very confusing, but I'm very appreciative of it.
Yeah, it's still, we haven't let that settle in. It's like, I can't believe we're still doing this and people still want us to do this.
Yeah, we continue to do this every single week, mainly because of that. You know, the honest truth is that this is very tough, mainly very tough on me, Linji.
It is.
Very tough every single week. Sometimes I feel like I don't want to do it every single week. I want to switch to this schedule, but I keep pumping it up because I know it means a lot to other people. And that's really the main reason. Like, yes, we are getting some more sponsorships and we're making a couple dollars here and there. Still very poor, making a couple dollars here and there.
It's to pay our the electricity bill at this point.
Like, that is a part of it. But the main thing, and I say this with like it's the real truth. It's just hearing and seeing and knowing that to some people, this is doing something good for them.
Yeah. What's it? Linji sometimes will send me screenshots of what people have said about us.
Yes, because Ben is too lazy to go into the DMs.
I'm also scared too, because I'm afraid of opening it, and it's like, what if it's important? It's like, I'm gonna forget to tell Linji, like, hey, Linji, you should read this.
Yeah, that's true.
But some of it, like, you guys really go out of your way to explaining why, and I'm just like, wow, I can't believe we make a difference for some of y'all.
So yeah, it does mean a lot, and we speak the honest truth when we do say that it's tough, but we do it mainly for you guys out there. Okay, guys. If you want to leave us a 5-star review, you can do so on Apple or Spotify. If you haven't done so, it's really quick. Just takes a couple seconds. On Apple, you can leave us a written review. It does a lot for the AI algorithm gods.
Yeah.
Helps spread the word. Tell a friend about the podcast. I'm sure there's lots of people that once they hear our bullshit, actually, some of them want to turn away after the first couple minutes, but some of them might stay like you guys have. So thank you for that.
Right.
If there's nothing else, I will see you guys next week. Okay.
Thank you guys.
Adios. Bye bye.
Love ya.